What's going on, guys? Gomes here back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video. Today I'm going to be going over 5 tips on how to hit better in MLB The Show 19. I'm gonna say it straight out. I'm not a World Series player. At my highest, I am a championship player. Fair to say, if I played more games, I'm 33-13 so far this year. If I played more games, I think I probably could eventually get myself into World Series, but I have been busy. Of course, you guys know, with school and whatnot. But this summer, I promise you guys, I'm getting to World Series. But I just want to throw that out there. I'm not claiming to be one of the top players. There are plenty of other top players that have releases for you. I'm just explaining what I've been doing to become better at hitting, because at one point, I was complete ass at hitting. But I've really started to work my way up and gotten a lot better at hitting and improved. So these are 5 things that I have learned recently that have helped improve my game, and hopefully it's something that you can learn and pick up and help improve your game as well, and start hitting better and hopefully start winning more games in Diamond Dynasty, because I think the majority of people, at least that are playing online, are playing Diamond Dynasty. I don't think too many people are playing online rated, so all of these tips are going to go for online play. I guess you could use them for offline, but I think we're all here for Diamond Dynasty. The first one is something that we are going to lead into, and that is always make sure get some practice in on challenge of the week or custom practice. Now, the reason why both of these are good is custom practice is great because you can set the situation. You can set whoever you want to bat with and whoever is the pitcher. So if you want to go righty lefty, righty righty, lefty lefty, whatever it may be, then you can also change the situation, change the difficulty as well. If you want to hit on legend, hit on Hall of Fame, whatever it may be. And then challenge of the week is good because it really gives you a chance to advance in the ranks as you are doing better and progressively moving up in difficulty, so you'll get a higher score. And if you do really well, there's a chance that you could also get some pretty cool prizes. I can see right now. First place is an autographed Ken Griffey Jr. hat, second place 30,000 stubs, and third place is 25k. Now realistically, only 3 people are gonna win those, so it might be a little bit difficult to get it, but it's something that you can still strive towards. And if you're really hot one day, who knows, maybe you are going to get one of the top 3, top 10 spots. I think there's more rewards for top 10 as well, but always recommend challenge of the week, custom practice. Those are great places to go ahead and get in your reps. But first, before you get into anything else, make sure and find the right camera for you. Personally, I use Strike Zone 2. Some people like doing Strike Zone 1. I probably would use it if I wasn't a content creator. It's a little bit more visually appealing, so you can see at least some of them. As you guys can see, Strike Zone is basically just looking at not anything. So I want you to be able to see the outline of the player at the very least. Always just play around with them, see what works for you. Personally, I think the closer up, the better. In most cases, like having something like this, you have to realize for online play, I'm just going to show you guys what this would look like. How are you guys honestly expecting to hit well with this? It is going to be very difficult because the batter's box and the ball that you're actually going to see is so far away. So once again, maybe that does work for you, but personally, I would recommend some of the strike zones or zoom camera angles. Something that I have started to do is always starting my PCI down low. And the reason for that being is for a couple of reasons. One, a lot of the people that you're going to face online, you will notice they will try to spam you down low. A lot of people aren't really going to try to consistently throw fastballs up in the zone, because if you guys have played MLB The Show in recent years on Diamond Dynasty online, you guys know that is a textbook way to give up a lot of home runs. And you guys are probably going to notice I'm missing a lot because I'm talking and I'm not completely focused, but I think you guys get the point. The reason for this being is you're already going to be down there ready for those low pitches, so you're not going to have to move your PCI down and worry about really missing your spots. You should already have it in a pretty good location, and you should have your PCI under where you are supposed to be. And then the second reason is if you have your PCI set right here, if it's lower than your PCI, you know it's going to be a ball, so there's no reason that you would swing. So if you guys have plate discipline problems, this is really going to help that out. The only possible thing that I can sometimes see as a disadvantage, if you guys are facing somebody like Dylan Betances or somebody who throws really hard, it's going to be a bit more difficult because you are going to have to travel up for those hopping in fastballs when they do throw them. But I think the positives do outweigh the negatives, and especially considering most of the pitches that you are going going to face are not delebitances. They do not throw 100 miles per hour. So I would recommend start your PCI down low. It's just better. It's going to help your plate discipline. And whenever they try to spam those breaking balls down low, those changeups low, you're already going to be ready. And then you can wallop those pitches and hopefully get pretty good results. My next tip is to always be aware of the situation, the pitcher that you are facing, and really what your opponent has been doing. So right now we're facing a right-hander, Matt Albers. I can see he has a sinker, slider, four-seam fastball, and a changeup. So that's a pretty good mix. And what you're going to want to do is always make sure you can hit R2 and see what pitches they have. And it's just going to make you realize and kind of expect what they're going to throw. So for example, a guy that has two fastballs and a slider, you know it's either going to be a straight fastball, could be a two-seamer, but nobody really throws two-seamers. And even if it is, it's going to look pretty similar to a fastball. And then so it's going to be pretty straight or it's going to curve. And that's a good way to be able to recognize what they are going to be throwing. So taking advantage and seeing what they do have as their pitches is going to help. Another thing along with that is to always be aware, what has your opponent been doing? You're going to notice trends in certain players, such as myself. If you guys watch my gameplay videos, you know I never throw fastballs on a 2-0 count. I always throw something off speed. The simple reason because a lot of people expect me to throw a fastball, so I'm going to not throw that. So some people, you're going to notice like me, that's a free tip. If you ever do match up with me, you're going to know on 2-0 I never throw fastballs. And the same goes for like the first pitch. Oftentimes I do not throw fastballs as well. I go off speed because I think that's what they're not expecting. So always be sure, find the trends and find just what your opponent really likes to do and how he likes to mix his pitches. It also helps in the situation. A lot of times your opponent's not going to throw 5 straight fastballs. So if he throws 2 in a row, you could probably say it's going to be a breaking ball. He's going to try to mix the speeds, and always be aware of what he has done in the past and notice those trends and hopefully pick up on them and be able to hit the next one very, very well. My next tip is to always be sure and watch the ball as soon as it comes out of the pitcher's hand. Of course, when you guys were young and first learning baseball, you always heard your coach say, keep your eye on the ball, and that is very important in online play as well. I know a lot of times you might be looking at your PCI or something else, but trust me, make sure look at the ball all the way through as he is throwing it, because if I do that, I can see pretty early, is it going to slurve and be a slider, or is it going to stay pretty straight and be one of those fastballs or that changeup? So that is another good way to recognize what they are going to be throwing. I know some people have said even to turn your PCI off. Personally, I don't know exactly if that is what you want to do. I have not tried it out for myself, but I do think it is a fair point, because oftentimes I think you focus a bit too much on where is your PCI and you don't focus too much on where is the actual ball. So always be sure as soon as he is about to throw it, keep your eyes dead set on where he is at the ball, and you can usually tell where it is going to go and what kind of pitch it's going to be, so you can be better prepared. So if it's a fastball, you can be right on time with it. Likewise, if it is a breaking pitch, you can move your PCI to where it will end up, and then obviously be ready because it is going to be a slower pitch. My fifth and final tip is going to involve going with and going against pitches. So as you guys know, with the game, the current way it plays, it seems sometimes you get benefited a bit more when you're early or late with your swing. So really what I recommend you do, if the pitch is inside, be early on it. If it's outside, be late on it. That's simply going to just have you going with the pitch. That one, I think I was actually right on time with, so it doesn't exactly end up. I should have been a little bit more late. I was actually early on that one. That is a pretty rare home run. Usually that doesn't happen. From my experience, what happens whenever it is over there, usually you're going to hit weak fly balls. So I really recommend, if it's a fastball over here, be a bit early on it, for the reason being you're usually going to get almost more power and you're going to pull it. So that's really what you're aiming to do. So if it's an outside pitch, be late on it, go with it, send it to right field. And if it's an inside pitch, be early and pull that one down the line. And I think you guys will have a lot more success. But that is going to do it for this video. 5 brand new hitting tips that hopefully will improve your game a little bit. I know these personally have helped elevate my hitting game and made me at least somewhat competent. Okay, I probably joke around a little bit. I'm a decent hitter. I just kind of give myself a little bit more slack than, or not enough slack for, you know, what I do. I think I could be better, but at the same point, I do a decent job with, you know, my opponents and matchups. I wish I could have made this video and like kind of post-commed it and had like specific examples, but unfortunately I do graduate pretty much within a week, so I had to speed up the process a little bit. The information is still there. I couldn't just give you exact replica details of what I am talking about, but hopefully you guys do get the point. If you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below in the comment section. Gladly will go ahead and clarify it down there. Continue the conversation in the comment section. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like down below. Also subscribe to the channel. We are just about to hit 11,000 subscribers. You guys have been absolutely insane on MLB The Show 19. I cannot thank you guys enough. Like I said, I'm graduating. Summer's coming up. I'm gonna start streaming pretty much every single day. Let me know also, should I stream on Twitch or YouTube? That is something that I am considering. Really excited to get the content going for this summer. I'm really excited to continue making content for you guys this summer. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like down below. Hope you guys have a great day. And there guys, out. Yay!
Love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone. You know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory.